All right, let's make sure this is working. Although it's so early in the day, doubt anybody's joining me. But let's see what happens. All right, seems that all is well. Gonna get Miles finished up today. Need to, I want to gloss this red. Kind of do. It's going to be brush glossing anyway. Yeah. I gotta add a little bit of a gloss varnish to his little panels and stuff. See, now this is the only part that I won't like is like if I've got a gloss panel and a gloss stripe. So I think on second thought I'm gonna do a spray satin to seal the red, and then I'll brush gloss the little panels and stuff. But first things first, we're gonna get this head finished up. I did a couple sprays on it yesterday. I'm trying to get a kind of a metallic look. The red isn't exactly the same red, but I think it's going to be close enough. And if not, I'll just white over it and paint it red. So not a big deal, but hopefully I'm not going to be adding another layer of paint because it's got a lot. I tried 3 different times, or 3 different shades of metal of ink, 2 shades of ink, I should say, and then the final layer is a coat of paint. So it's got a lot of paint on there, which, you know, I'm not too happy about that, but hopefully it didn't build up. So let's get all this off and see what we got. Like unwrapping a present. I do like this this pinstriper tape is really nice. It really deforms well and gets down into the creases. Yeah, I think I'm going to end up needing to paint this over. That's a bad spot right there. Don't know if I'm going to like it. I don't think I am. Hopefully the white and gray on the inside of the lenses, on the inside of his little visor, hopefully those are going to be acceptable, and then I can just paint around it because yeah, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. Oh, I chipped the paint right there. Yeah, this is not looking too favorable. I'm going to be doing a little more work on this today. Let's see if the white is salvageable. Nope, I had bleed through. Dang it. Lame. All right. Well, that's really upsetting because that was looking nice. There's a lot of bleed. Oh, well. Yeah, there was a whole little inside lip there that I missed in the mask. All right, yeah. Okay, this was dumb. So, I don't know if I want to take this all the way back down to primer because there are quite a few layers of paint on here. And you know, hold on, with that, there's a layer of gloss varnish over this. I might be able to salvage this. Hold on. Let's see if this will work. All right, hold on. This might be salvageable. Coming off. If I can save the inside, then I won't have to remask it and then and repaint it. Yeah, if I can save this gradient. That would be cool. Alright, this might be salvageable. See if I can fix that side. Alright. Yeah, I think that's salvageable. Alright, let's just see what happens here, because this might still be a little chunky, but at least I saved the white. And I do kind of like the slight off-red metallic look. Alright, but let's get some red on there. I didn't fully put the cap on this red last night. So, a little bit of a dry cork there. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work. This paint's kind of chunky now. some red in there. Two steps forward, one step back. Did it again. Not as clean as I would have liked it, but it's passable. All right, Miles is starting to look like something now. It's just a little bit off of the red, which is what I wanted. It's got a little bit of metallic, like a little bit of a metallic look. So that looks good. All right, so just got to do some varnishing now. What's up, Dan? Yeah, I usually don't get started this early on a Saturday, but we are our Thanksgiving guests just took off back to Florida this morning. So yeah, so I was up and didn't know what to do with myself, so I decided to finish this statue. All right. So at the moment, I'm gonna hit this with some varnish, and then I'll start spot varnishing the little panels and stuff with the gloss. But just got to do the glosses. Just got to do the varnishes, and then I think I'll be ready for assembly. I do need to print out a bottom for this. So, yeah. But all in all, I will definitely be done today. That's exciting. Then I suppose the responsible thing to do would be to cut together some video before starting on my next project. Why isn't this cup? There it goes. Get my cup threaded. Oh, I need some water too. Your brush is good. We'll get some rinse water. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, I'd have to do the white base on for the red, but I mean the portrait was a little more difficult than I anticipated. I tried to do like a metallic kind of look on the visor, so I used an aluminum or a chrome, and then I used like an ink in there, and I couldn't get the red right, so I went back in with Dragon Red on top of it, and it's still got a little bit of the sheen. When I gloss over it, it'll be a little shinier too. I'm gonna go in and touch up a little bit of black around the edges just to tighten that up a little bit first. But yeah, this was a little bit more of a challenge than I thought. I like the little gray. I put a little gray shade. I don't know if you can see that. Got a lot of bright morning sunlight coming in here too. Yeah, so let me turn the light down. Yeah, there you go. So you can see I got a little bit of a gradient in there. That looks pretty dope. I wish I'd have gotten those edges a little cleaner, but do what you can with what you got. That tape masking that tight all over top of that texture was a mistake. So we live and we learn. There's a tiny little dot texture inside the thing, and it let paint bleed underneath the mask. So next time I'll know better than to try that. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. Un momento. Hey, what's up, Anthony? Yeah, I love Wicked models too, man. They're really good, but let me tell you, this base was out of control. I love the Wicked guys, but man, they make an ornate base. All of their statues. I'm glad they started offering, simpler base options with their models. Because yeah, that thing was just craziness. Go in here with a little bit of Army Painter satin varnish. Seal up this red. Oh, overshot my cup. Making a mess over here. The black has already been varnished, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. It's mainly just going to hit these red spots. I need a bigger airbrush box. Kind of shooting this at a distance. And for varnishes, that's not really good because you get like little feathery bits of dried like the varnish dries on its way to the model. So shooting it from far away is not a good idea. Little tip for you. But sometimes when they're all wide and gangly, they don't like to fit inside your airbrush box. So just do the best you can with what you got. The old chunk come out. Yes, this is very early for me, fangirl. I had some Thanksgiving guests leave this morning, so we were all up early, and yeah, just decided to go ahead and get started. Get started with my day. Oh, Dan, no, this is a satin varnish. So I'm doing a satin varnish on the body, and then he's got some like little inlay panels. I'm gonna do those with the gloss. I'm gonna hand paint those, but this was just to kind of seal in that red. So I'm gonna let that dry for a second, and then get this airbrush clean, and then get back to business. Yeah, definitely early. I've got morning sun coming in through my office window, and I'm not used to that, so I might have to go close those windows real quick. Actually, it's kind of throwing me off. All the weird light bouncing around in here. Although I suppose if I was painting full time, this would be the time I would be getting to work. So it is almost 10, quarter to 10 a.m. Excuse me. Yeah, it's starting to come together. I'm happy with it. Get it these last little spots of varnish, and then clean up, and then I got to do the bottom. I got to print out a little Miles Morales print. I'll probably use like the movie poster, and then so I can seal up the bottom, and then start assembling. I got to move my camera, set all that up. I'm just going to kind of putter around with this today and get it all finished, and then either start cleaning and curing my next project, or work on some video. I have to do all the video for this. I'll let that continue to dry. I need a tiny amount, doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go with the matte. I already have matte on the board. I do. I'm gonna use a little bit of matte black and just trim around the eyes. Just anywhere I need to tighten up a line or two. That was way too much water. Still too much water. Let's fix it. I hate wasting paint, but can't have this being too runny. I need exactly the opposite end of the viscosity that I have right now. But let's see what happens. Don't want that black to run. Seem like it's gonna be runnable. All right, where's my hairline brush? Where the heck is my liner? Oh, you're over here. Just trying to tighten some of this up a little. yeah, it was definitely nice to it's nice to get the family together, have some people over. I made a big old Thanksgiving turkey dinner. A lot of fun. It's like my cooking Super Bowl. I really go a little bit crazy, to be honest. We have a fridge full of food left over, so a lot of turkey sandwiches in the near future. But I'm not going to complain about that. Is there kind of a gray spot on the back of his head? What's going on with that? From the tape? Must have been from the tape. Weird. Well, I suppose I should put a little cover over that. I did have a bit of a blue-gray kind of tint over it, or like give it a little bit of shape. But the tape left some junk I don't like. So I'm gonna give it a skin black. Blend that back in a little bit. Just hiding the lines. I want to save some of the blue-gray in there, but there was like a crisp-ass line from the mask. All right, that's acceptable. Part of me also wants to take a cold white, go around the rim of the eyes, but then it'll break up that gray down there, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, not as clean as I wanted, but it'll do the trick. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the holidays in the States pretty much start on Halloween, and then October, November, and December are just nonstop parties and food and drinking, and very little work gets done. At least for my job. My whole company takes basically the back half of December off, which is nice. But yeah, it's a lot. Usually we'll do a Thanksgiving, gathering, but the Christmas time it's usually just my immediate family, just my wife and kid, and me, and very rarely do we have anybody else over for Christmas, but it's just too much. It does. It ends up becoming a lot. And then by the time New Year's rolls around, I'm not doing shit. Like everybody's like, go to parties and blah blah blah. I'm like, nope. I'm partied out by then. I've done all the merriment. I've drank all the drinks, ate all the food. I'm done. Let's just get the next year going already. All right. As good as that's gonna get. And body should be dry now, so let's go check on that. All right, starting to come together. Do I respond to comments? Just got here. Yes, I try to. Unless I'm in the middle of like doing some detail work, and I'm not looking at the chat screen, I'll try to respond. What's up? What you got for me? All right, so now I got that. We're going to go in here with a little bit of this Vallejo Premium Gloss Varnish. I'm just going to brush it into these panels. Now this is the cool part. Like this is where like varnishes, you're gonna see like how different varnishes will make black look, because like right now it's a satin varnish, so it's got a little bit of shine, like, so it gives it, you know, almost like a rubbery kind of look. And then the gloss is gonna just kind of give these little panels, you know, a little bit of a harder kind of more metallic-y kind of armory look. Then if you use a matte will make it look like really like rubber, like boot rubber, you know. And it's so you can really achieve like different material textures on black with just different varnishes. But that's also why I absolutely will not like do a single top coat, where, you know, it's like a lot of people will do at the end of the project. They'll just take you know, a rattle can and just seal it. And for me, you wipe out all your material, all your different material textures, and that's no fun. I'd rather do mixed varnishes. I mean, there's always one protective layer that I spray over the whole thing, but then the varnishes on top are really just to give that textured material look to it. Now this gloss I'm going to put on pretty heavy. So it's going to look really wet. Cool thing about varnishes too, you don't really have to worry about like brush strokes, because you're not really going to see it. It like really settles out really easily. So include the piping. No, I couldn't. I didn't want to putty these seams because of the texture in the suit. So this is one of those things where I decided I did start it, like I did attempt it here in the back, but I chose to retain the texture over hiding the seams. Just a sacrifice I had to make on this particular one. I wasn't going to try to you know, overwork it or try to replace the texture. Could have tried that. I've seen some people have some luck with that, but where you use like a hot glue gun basically to kind of clone stamp the texture over the seam, but I think that I would have ruined it. So I will experiment with that on another day. Did I miss red right there? Yeah. Clean that up a little bit. No, I'm not. I know Wicked made a whole bunch of, you know, Spider-Verse in the series. They made all the characters in the Spider-Verse, but this is the only one I'm doing because that base was miserable. Like, you can't see the back. Hold on, let me show you. The back of this thing, where the little dots and stuff are, just like all the little textures and everything. Let me just get this away here. Yeah, so like, oh, snap it. Yeah, so like all this craziness back here in the back with these dots and everything. This geometry, the geometry on this piece was just crazy. Like, I don't know if you can fully appreciate it, seeing it, not whole like this, but just to get in there and get in between the webs and all in there and that junk. I had no idea how to paint this. I had no idea how to paint this gradient, this graffiti letters. So I was way outside my wheelhouse on this. But I think it came together in the end. Yes, this is varnish that I'm doing now. Yeah, Wicked is the 3D. They made the 3D model. I've been a member of their Patreon for a couple years now, and I love their stuff. Yeah, like Wicked does amazing statues. Like, I really, really, really enjoy their products. If it's a dry spot or a wet spot. Okay, it's just starting to dry. Extra. It's a little bit of a texture difference right there. All right, moving on. Mm-hmm. All right, now this big square brush is giving me too much. I don't know. I don't know what that little icon is. What is that? That little GIF or that little emoticon? Is that a Dracula or a little Mr. Sinister? It's like it could be a little Mr. Sinister. Spread this around a little bit. Too much. Oh, I want some extra on there, but I don't want that much extra. But you can't really mess up on varnish. I mean, I guess you can if you leave some airbrush or air bubbles in there or some textures stuff. That right there. I'll pop. Sometimes they don't want to pop, they just want to move around. Alright, that's good enough. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 3. Big square brush is too much. Put a little subtle dark blue gray as a highlight for his muscles and stuff, and once I put this gloss varnish on there, it's starting to pop out now, and it's looking really good. Working with blacks is difficult because it's like, you know, it's not ever going to be like pure black. At least it shouldn't be, because I mean, you gotta have shadows and highlights in there, right? So it really needs to be like, give the impression of black, but not be full on black. Otherwise you don't get any shade. Your shade, like the shade parts of the black are the blackest black down in the recesses and stuff. So anyway, that's my philosophy on blackness, black painting, because it is not easy to deal with sometimes. But stuff like this, where it's like, okay, now I'm getting black on black, and there's actual like differences between the materials. It really stands out. I like it. I mean, I could have just hit it with a satin varnish and called it done, but that would have been boring. There's not a whole lot going on with this model either. I mean, the suit is super easy to paint. A little process driven because of the white and then the red, but as far as you know, the actual parts of the model to paint, there's not a whole lot going on here. The actual geometry of it. Just gotta be careful with this piping. It just persistently looks wet. Like I can never tell when it's done or when it's dry. You just kind of have to just trust. This Vallejo Premium varnish also takes a little extra time to dry. The Army Painter varnish dries in just a couple of minutes, like literally 2 or 3 minutes. The Vallejo Premium dries quick, like it's actually dry to the touch, but it's not fully cured for like 4 hours. So when I do this, when I'm using the premium, it's usually just a wrap up, you know, kind of a top coat kind of deal, which is precisely what I'm doing right now. Yeah. But it just gives it that little bit of extra. You know, you can see this arm, it's looking, it's starting to look like something. I know, I'm kind of regretting doing the piping now, actually. I think it might look better without, if I just did the panels and not the pipes. But we'll see. I'm already doing it now, though, so I kind of have to continue on with what I got. Get all up in this pit. All up in your pitty pits. Excuse me, buddy. Got a little log jam over here. I don't know why I pile up my paints when I'm not using them. Should pack them away as I go, but I have learned that putting your paints away will kind of bite you in the butt later if you need to go back and make any touch-ups. Trying to figure out what paints you used. A lot easier when everything's still on the table. The red on black is very striking. I like it. Miles, this particular Miles suit, I really enjoy painting just because it's you don't have to deal with all the spider lines, typical Spider-Man suits. But yeah, I like that. And I'll tell you what, when the gloss hits those little spots of gray blue, it really just pops. Just really pops. You can really see a difference. Almost to the point of like it looks like there's an error for a second. Do. insides. Yeah, I almost did this suit the way I did the Black Panther suit, which is like a gloss varnish and then a matte on the panels. I like that look too. I was really on the fence, but I'm glad I'm doing this now. For sure. Looks right. There's another one of those gray blue spots. I suppose before I paint that back, I should paint his back last because I'm going to need to hold on to him while I paint his legs. Can't get that brush down in there. Try that. Excuse me. I love those little shiny spots of black. A little dust down in that texture there. Fuzz. What's up, Jeffro? Yeah. Where you been? I've been painting this Miles Morales. Oh, that sucks. Sucks you've been sick. I hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Being sick over a fun holiday is no bueno. I haven't been doing a lot of live streams. I've just been like recording, some of my sessions for the Final Cut because I've had family over all week, so that just means I get an hour here, a couple hours there. But today was the first day I know I'm gonna be locked in for a few hours, long enough to do a stream. So you get me today. I don't know what FS25 modding is. What is SF25? A video game of some kind? A vidya game? Farming simulator. Okay, I never would have guessed that. It's funny how I feel like as a society, moving away from like agriculture and nature and just farm living and that kind of stuff out in the rural, country parts of the country, then you try to get away from it, and then you end up just playing video games about doing work instead of actually doing the work. Well, this has got a lip on it. It's got a high ridge. The way his arm's turned, I guess. Oh, so you're just like, you're just basically it's like a JSON file kind of deal where it's just like calling it in and rendering whatever it is you put in the spreadsheet. Since I've started painting, I've really gotten away from playing games, much to the chagrin of my child, who wanted. We'll still play every now and then. We'll play something together, but it's just not my focus anymore. I used to play a lot of games, PC and Xbox. Now, not so much. If I got downtime, I feel like I should be painting. Also just hard to find time anymore. It's for me. Sad when I do have time. I feel like I should be painting. A guilt thing. Alright, so I think I'm going to finish painting the arms. I'll paint the legs and the mid thing, and then I'll do the back last, since that's the kind of my main spot where I'm holding them right now. That's cool. It's been nice to see the kind of casual gaming market take off the last couple decades. It's been nice to watch that. We're playing more kind of just the simulator games. It's been cool to kind of watch that rise. I started my career in the gaming industry actually. Right out of college, I worked on the first Tom Clancy Rainbow Six game, and late '90s, I guess. And it's been cool watching the video game industry kind of become a thing. I did some environment texture maps for that Tom Clancy game. And and a lot of game testing. Once the art portion of the game was done, they still keep everybody on hand in case, as they approach master, they need to make any last minute edits to any of the graphics or anything. So, after my primary job was done, then I just was just testing levels. It was a cool gig. I enjoyed that, but it was like laborious because the video game industry wasn't the $1 billion behemoth that it is now, and it was just starting. So game companies were few and far between in the early days, and if you were working at a game company, it was a cult almost. Like they would cart in food, and there would be like an office dedicated to just sleeping. They'd have cots set up and dimly lit in a dimly lit office somewhere, so that people could just work and work and work and work and work, and then take a nap, and then eat some food, and then go right back to work. So many people got divorced, and their spouses left them and shit. I was young, so I didn't really have that problem, but a couple of the senior level guys, yeah, I saw some shit go down. That's when I knew like the gaming industry was not going to be for me. At least not until conditions improved. I think they have, but at that point I was already on to the next thing. Still, it was a fun experience. My old college roommate, which I actually need to reach out to him and ask him a couple questions about the gaming industry, since I've been out of it for a while. But my kid's interested in character design, doing characters for video games, and I've let all those connections slide, but I think I can reach out and find him a mentor, somebody can ask questions, shit like that. My old roommate works for he's worked for Blizzard Entertainment last time I talked to him. That's been several years though, so he's probably doing something different now. But yeah, he was climbing the ladder at Blizzard, so he might still be there. I think he was like the lead environmental designer. He was always really good at making environments. Some people, you got to have the brain for that, to like set up, the routes and puzzles and stuff. And, I mean, they would, as a team, they would work out the game mechanics, but where they go in the environment and like at what stage you encounter them, that was part of his job. Yeah, it's cool. It's always fun too to like see somebody, like you see their name in the credits, on a video game or a movie. I'm like, hey, I know that guy. When that Final Fantasy movie came out, I didn't know this, but the creative directors were these twin guys that I went to school with, and so it was really cool to see them talking about the behind the scenes stuff, and that's just neat. And it helps that my kid thinks I'm cool. He's like, oh, hey, my dad knows these guys. That makes me feel good. But yeah, I do need to reach out, use my connections. I do that after this week, actually. I'll do it during Thanksgiving week. Everybody will just ignore me. But the first week of December, when everybody's back in business and ready to do some work, it's a good time. I'm starting to leave texture in this varnish here, and I don't want to. Give this a once over with the big brush to smooth it back out. touching that. Trying to catch the ridge around this little piping piece, and the brush is not wanting to cooperate. All right, let's work on the sides here. This middle and then the sides. Yeah, it's looking cool. Doing the varnish on the black is really nice, because it makes such a drastic impact. Like, it's just such a drastic change. Black on black. Should have probably sealed. Should have probably fixed this seam a little bit better, but the seams in the arms I just couldn't do anything with because the texture in there. I didn't want to destroy the texture. number one brush to go in there. Just painting around his junk. Nothing to see here. Sorry, Miles, I'll be out of your business in just a second, bud. Ultra matte varnish? No, I have not used that. My varnishes are either Army Painter or Vallejo. Come back around for that. Let's get these legs painted. All right, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I mainly go with the Vallejo and Army Painter. This is what they have at my local hobby town. Actually, I think I'm getting ready to make a run out there this afternoon, so I'll check. I'll take a gander and see what other varnishes they have. I don't do a whole lot of like matte finish stuff. I don't know why. I like the I like satin varnish as my primary go-to, because it catches enough of the light that you can see details and stuff. I don't know. I just like the specular highlight that it gives. Obviously, there are some things that have to be matte or they look weird, but I don't do a whole lot of matte varnishes. yeah, like I said, I'm going out there this afternoon, I think. So I'll take a look, see if I can find AK. You know, I don't think I've even heard of that brand. Was it All Clad? Is that what that is? Well, I'll have to look into that too. I don't know nothing about no ultra mats. I got regular mats. Stretching this out a little bit. I got a little bit of a pile right here. I have a larger. Let's go with a slightly smaller square brush, and I think I'll get better coverage. Hard to tell how much my brush is loaded up. That's better. There we go. Whew. Gotta remember to breathe here. little something here. Bit of a dry, rough spot right there. And it's right in the very top front. Oh, where's that gloss black at? Blue, yeah, over here. Yep. Miss that top edge of his foot. I'll go back and do a round of tightening after I'm done with this varnish. Where to start? This doesn't really matter. They loaded that up there. Some of these air bubbles out. Move some of this down to the other side here. Oh, that sucks. If I put that blue-gray on there when I patched up that black, it's too obvious now. I may have to go back and hit that with the airbrush. Or just black it out. I'll let it dry and then I'll decide what to do. It's always something. Yeah, I almost wish I hadn't done hadn't committed to doing the piping. That actually kind of looks better. Oh wow, we're in it now. I'll have to blend that a little bit. So it seems like early Saturday mornings are a good time to be painting. I have to remember that. I usually am not on this early, but for those just joining, I had Thanksgiving guests over, and they left this morning, so we got up early to see them off, and I was like, I don't know what to do with myself, so let's just paint. And here I am. At this point, I do regret not having breakfast though. But also, there's out by my hobby town, the Korean corn dog place, and I'm not going to turn down a Korean corn dog, so probably at this point I should just wait it out. Yeah, you can almost see it on camera. See that one little, and get it in the light. There's like one dark spot right there because I painted over where I had the blue-gray highlight. It's gonna drive me crazy. I'll get it. Last piece. Let's get this last part varnished, and then I can start doing touch-ups. gangly, wide. Stick my head in the camera. All right. Dry. Go back and touch that up anyway, so let's go and get this back done. there's the rope spot right there. I was like, what's going on? Home stretch. Almost done. Yeah, it's nice. I like the finalization stages of the painting process. Really starts to come together. Yeah, it's starting to look good. I'm gonna go back and touch up a couple of spots. Blend that black in some. I should probably set him down like this. With his butt in the air. Leaving our hero in a compromised position. Oh, looks like I hit it. Let's see if I can rub one coat of varnish off. I got a little spot. Looks like I accidentally hit it with the brush. Can I rub it back down to the satin? Or should I just touch it with the satin? I mean, that thing, yeah, I can correct this with the satin varnish. I need to, but let's see if I can just scrub it. I don't think I can. It's hard to tell because it's wet. It's like wet on wet. Nope, I'm gonna have to paint over that. That's no biggie. Oh, I saw a spot on his finger that needed a red. Looks like I nicked the top of the bottle with something. It's the index finger. Alright, got that. That's probably okay. Yeah, that's like a thought. Let's let it dry. Alright, quit messing around with that, Bobby. Yeah, I'm happy with how it's turning out. It's starting to look like something. Actually, you know what? Before I start doing this, let me take a 5-minute break. I've been needing to use the bathroom for like the last 10 minutes. Trying to get to a good stopping point. So I shall return shortly. All right, let's get this wrapped up. So, just cleaning this varnish bottle a little bit. I've gotten to the bad habit of, instead of dispensing varnish, I just run it into the lid because it's got this little trough here, and I don't know, I feel like it's wasteful if I just, expend it into a silicone container, but at the same time, it's doing the exact same thing. It's just less mess to clean up. So I should probably rethink this whole approach here, but we'll work that out later. This is a motherfucker to clean. All right. Suppose I can use that paper towel again. Alright, don't need much anyway, so I'll let it dry in the lid and then peel it out later. Now, where was I? Where the light hits it. Oh, was I? Was I, Jeff? I do need to make that Doomslayer model. That screams to have LEDs put into those, so I need to wait until I feel like running electrical again. Pulling wires through a model is a bitch, unless you plan ahead for it. Even down to the like how you run the supports on the inside. Like, you really have to think that stuff through. That Cyclops statue, I did not think it through well enough. And getting around the supports was a pain. A little bit of the way that little specular highlight kind of hits the edge, and then I got a little bit of a gray, ash gray gradient from the white from the top to the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of mimics a natural shadow, but just kind of gives it a little bit extra curvature. Oh, I need to get rid of that one little shiny spot right there. Where's that Army Painter satin? It's so shiny. Dries, it should hide that shiny spot. Let's help it out a little bit. I have to check this little spot because it's in the suit texture, and there are little pockets where it doesn't like to go. Sometimes it takes a little bit extra. Let that dry naturally. Should be good to go. Let's fix this ugly spot right here. There we go. I can see it. Yeah. Said I got a glossy black spot. I don't use that. So I'm going to take a little bit of gloss black, thin it down quite a bit, almost to the point of being a glaze. Yeah, it's nice and watery. And so now I'm going to kind of ride along his shin bone here, where I want to keep some of the highlight. Just start feathering it out a little bit. Really hard to see. Between the gloss, varnish, and the lights that I have going on right now. Fortunately, in order to blend this in totally, I've got to spread it out quite a bit. Let's see what we got here. A little microfiber smoothing. You can still see it. All right, well, gonna have to airbrush it. So I guess in that case, let's give it I'm gonna give it a full coat of the black. Let that dry, and then I'll mask it off. Give it an airbrushing. Well, I probably won't mask it off. I think I can just spot hit it. That sucks. Thank you very much. Although you are jumping in here right as I'm making an error. There's a little bit of a issue with this little shin guard there. I tried to fix it, and I think I made it worse. So I'm in the middle of a correction at the moment. I like the coverage of this big square brush, but it also leaves air bubbles sometimes. And that's not fun. That should be patched up now. Let's try it one more time. All right. All right, definitely better than it was. Now I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of a dark blue gray right across the shin bone. That's what I messed up. Like there was a little nick, and then I rubbed the nick out, and then I hit it with a gloss black, and it made a patch. And now I'm like, fuck. So this blue gray, a little bit of a wash, will just smooth all that out. And then once it dries, I'll revarnish it, and it'll be like it never happened. So Vallejo dark blue gray. This is what I use for highlighting black. You can see there's like a little spot on his knee. It compounds the kind of natural, specular highlight of the black, but it just gives a little variation in the blackness. In the muscly bits where you can see, there's where the suit's a little bit lighter, and then it gets darker as it gets into the recesses. So this I'm gonna basically mix up a glaze. I mean, it's gonna be very, very slight amount of paint. Alright, where's my mixing brush here? And decide if that's a little lighter than I intended. So now to go in with some black. It's just you know, fighting with the color at this point. There we go. A couple more touches. There we go. Perfect. Now I just need to re-gloss that whole area, and I'm done. Of course, I've got to clean out this airbrush first. Always got to be airbrush cleaning time. Excuse me. I should pull this needle. I'm using it quite a bit. I haven't given it a good cleaning in a while, so. Oh yeah, it's got stuff on it. Airbrush cleaner in there, just let it soak. Nice alcohol. Appears to be all clean. That's still coming out kind of gray. Still got some black in there. Appears to be clean now. I love this airbrush so much. It's so well made. It just makes me want to take care of it, you know? Like, there's no hiding behind any sort of manufacturer error here because it's perfect. So if it gets junked up or broken or dried paints in it or whatever, anything wrong with it, it's because I did it. So it sucks having to take the time, you know, to clean your airbrush each time, but I mean, it's kind of mandatory. It's kind of necessary. You have to. And varnishes are exceptionally hard to clean because you just can never tell when it's fully empty. Just kind of have to take a guess. I usually overdo it, over clean it whenever I'm spraying varnish. All right, done. You should be nice and dry now, buddy. Let's get a little bit more of this premium varnish on here. And wrap this up. Tell you what, if you could afford that, you're not painting your own statues, you're just buying them. There you are. Oh, I'm starting to get hungry. There we go. Now we're straight. Like it never happened. Sometimes you gotta take a little detour, you know? All right, I think I'm done. Give that a couple minutes to dry while okay, it's a shadow. Yeah, a little spot on his hand. I thought I missed a spot. It's just the shadow being cast from his fingers. All right. I don't want to add more. No, that's fine. See how reflective his actual whites of his eyes are. It'll be pretty good. All right, so normally I do the assembly. I just record it, but this time I guess I will. I'll let you guys take part in the in the final photo shoot. First things first, let's get everything cleaned. Satin varnish. Get all these paints put away. Clean up my trash. That paint towel is done. Thank you for your service. We're getting a little bit crunchy there. Towel. Wrist pads. Oh, there's that other alcohol bottle. I knew I was short one. That came in handy. Sometimes you just gotta stop and clean your shit. Find things that were once lost. This little metal hook, also lost and now found. Back over here. I got a replacement Dragon Red. I think I need to get a replacement Phoenix Flames and Demonic Yellow. Those are starting to run a little low. Definitely need a cold white. It's running out. I like cold white. That's a good color. Good white. You think like a white is just a white, but no, there are varying degrees of white for sure. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I'm gonna be very precise with the. Is this a green? Go right there. Be very precise with the glue around his back. All right. Place for everything and everything in its place. I like that. So the majority of time I'm going to be spending right now is just setting up my shot. So I got to get the camera all set up, get everything kind of measured, planned out a little bit, and then once I start gluing, it's a one-shot deal, you know. Oh, I got to print out that. Okay, you know what? On second thought, I am getting super hungry, and I gotta find and print that little shape for that thing. So I think I may just stop right here. What is that? So I think I may just stop the stream right here and then just record the assembly after this afternoon sometime, because I do need to stop and eat, and I forgot about doing that printout. It's like I don't want to get too excited and forget a step, you know what I mean? Something get dropped right there? Well, whatever it is, it's on there now. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. What's this thing? Yeah, you can't see shit in there. Alright, no run. It's fine. Alright, so yeah, I gotta do the printout. So that I can get this all covered up. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn this over so I don't forget. So I'm going to end the stream and get this printout done and find something to eat, and then get the assembly video made, and I should release the statue you know, probably tomorrow, I would think. Well, no, wait, I gotta cut that video together. It'll take me, usually takes me a day, but this is gonna be a short video too, because it's mostly paint. So I might be able to release this today or Monday. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But anyway, thank you guys for hanging out. And I will catch you on the next one. Take it easy.